Yeah. Okay. I think so. Oh, call you back. Hey, welcome everybody. This is Dara Connolly, your fearless confidence coach. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to speak professionally on the phone. Let's do it. All right, I'm excited. So let's jump right in because this is something that we still do. We still talk on phones, and a lot of people may not be as professional as they want to be. They've kind of lost that touch. So let me give you some tips on how to do this. The first tip is we need to stand up. When you're talking on the phone, I want you to stand up and smile because it really changes the way you speak. Of course, we get comfortable sitting at our desk. Some of us are maybe even lounging in the backyard. But when you stand up, it's going to help you exude more energy. And when you smile, it helps you exude that friendly, happy, excited tone that can be conveyed through those phone lines. So let your friendship, let your friendliness shine, let it come out, and don't be afraid to do this. When you stand up, it helps you have that energy too, so you don't sound sluggish. Another day sitting at the desk and you're exhausted. You want to sound fresh and sharp and alert and excited, especially if we're trying to close a call or a sales call. We need to have that energy. So don't be afraid to stand up. Remember, when you're on the phone, when we're on Zoom, this happens too, but on the phone, we don't have the benefit of seeing the other person. They can't see our expression. So we have to overcompensate our energy, our friendliness. So really allow yourself to speak through a smile because people can hear it, they can tell. Okay, tip 2 is I want you to slow down and enunciate a little bit more. Remember, when we're on the phone, we can't see you, so we can't read your lips. We can't see your eye contact. So if you're a fast talker or you're a mumbler, we're going to lose some of what you say. And if people cannot hear you, or if they can't understand you, there's no way they're going to connect with you or buy from you. Slow down just a little bit, not to the point of sleepiness. Slow down just a little bit and enunciate a little bit more. That was actually tip 1.5. All right, so here we go. Tip 2 is to use notes. Have notes somewhere. The person's not going to know you're on the phone, remember. Now, I have to put a little asterisk next to this because there's always somebody in the group who does this. Don't read your notes. They're there to support you in case you lose track or you forget an important point you want to make. But we do not sit there and read our notes, because if we did, it comes across like this and it's awkward and it sounds like a robot, and I am done reading now. People can tell when you're reading, trust me. Just like I'm doing, I take a glance at my notes, then I come back and speak. You want to speak naturally. This is important. Oh, tip 2.5, let's go a little bit further here, is to rehearse your close, especially if you're somebody who gets nervous in the closing part of the conversation. If you're a coach or a sales professional and you need to close that deal, this is a good time to have those notes handy so you don't botch it up. Again, not to read them, but to speak a little bit more fluently on what you want to say to really land that close with power. But the other part is to make sure you train yourself to say your closes the same way. So if that means memorizing it, that's fine, as long as it doesn't sound so rehearsed, because you want to be really powerful in the way you end the call. So let me give you an example how to close. But before I do that, before I give you powerful tools on how to close the call, be sure to smash that subscribe button so you're notified when I publish new content, and then give me a thumbs up and a comment below so I know how this information is resonating with you, or if there's anything I've missed and you want me to elaborate on next time. And be sure after this video, you click the button below for DaraConnollyCLUB. We can learn a lot more about how to speak with confidence. Okay, so if you're an entrepreneur or a sales professional, you're going to want to be able to close the call. And what we want to do is not just say, hey, it was great chatting with you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Or, yeah, let me know if this works out, or I look forward to hearing from you. You don't want to give them those many opportunities to just let it go. You spend all the time on the phone talking about what you do, who you are, making this great connection. Don't end it like just a fizzle out. We want to end with impact. So how do we do that? We say something like, I look forward to speaking with you in the meeting next week. Or when would be a good time to follow up with you? How about Tuesday morning or Thursday afternoon? Be specific on the next steps. This will give you power in your close. You want to sound like a professional? You don't leave the close open-ended. You give them the next step. I have a friend who used to say, customers are dying to be led, meaning they need to know what the next step is. So you tell them in a polite way, remember smiling, tell them what the next step is. Be specific. And if you're offering them an option, offer them at least 2 options. No, you don't need 62 options, just 2. Like, how about I put you down for a phone call next Thursday at 3 o'clock or Friday morning? Give them the opportunity to choose. We're not saying to them, would you like me to call you again? Because then they'll say no. Or be okay for me to send you my press kit? No, you don't have to send that. Don't give them a reason to say no. End the call with professionalism and confidence that you know they're going to take action. And you're giving them 2 choices of the action you want them to take. So be in control of the outcome you want. Okay, now that I've given you some tips on how to speak more professionally on the phone, stay tuned for my next video so you can keep this momentum going and speaking with confidence. Until then, you are amazing.